Hello everybody and welcome to yet another mod showcase. Today we're going to be looking at Witchy mods, which are very common for Stardew Valley. This video is kind of going to be split into two sections. One's going to be visual mods and one's going to be additive mods, kind of expansions. For the visual side, it's pretty much completely carried by Bog Witch's mods. Every time I check Nexusmods for any of these mod compilation videos, there's a new mod by Bog Witch right there in the newest releases. Every time. So naturally I got curious and checked them out, and she covers almost every single sprite in this game. All of the mods are designed to work with each other to create a cohesive vibe. So I'm just gonna basically take you on a walkthrough through all of them. It covers all of the warp obelisks. The stable one is pretty neat because it does actually change the horse and the stable. And I'm using this in conjunction with a mod called No More Reins, which removes you would be holding red reins and they kind of look tacky on this deer type animal. I don't really know exactly what it is, but yeah, so that removes it, and you can really use that on your own if you want to. I've laid out a lot of the regular machines here right next to each other. This is one of those situations where, yeah, you'll probably have to relearn what a couple of these look like, and yes, I do have better crafting, so they're all sorted out into sections here, but pretty much all of the machines have a slightly new look. One of my favorites being the tappers turned into mods, and alongside that you can see that all of the trees have new designs as well. Sometimes Bog Witch will make mods that work with other mods. So what we're looking at here are the resource machine mods, and these are all separate craftables that can essentially make a certain kind of resource. So we have a clay machine, it'll make clay every day, fiber, stone, and wood. And it's a pretty hefty cost to make one. Like the wood one takes 100 stone, fiber takes 100 fiber to start with. So it's not super cheap, but it'll give you a solid source of each of these materials each day. And of course, Bog Witch has a mod covering all of them, making them more her style. In these chests, I have various items so that you can see how they change. Here's the tool styles for each tool type. Here's just a bunch of weapons. I really like the green galaxy weapons. It's a very nice vibe. The infinity weapons are like a sort of purple to green gradient. Enjoy that a lot. And then of course the trinkets have been changed as well. Some of the trinkets have actually been changed by another mod that we're going to talk about, and those take priority, and that's why there's not too many of these. Of course, there's mods covering pretty much every building you could hope to create, including the greenhouse. And if I go into the greenhouse here, you can see that we've changed the sprinklers. The fertilizer has a different look too, so I did place that down so you can see that it has been changed. Ignore that for now. Now there is one it's a framework mod really, that I haven't talked about before, and I really want to show it off. It's called Alternative Textures, and you can buy all of the things you need from the mod at the carpenter here. There should be, paint bucket, scissors, paintbrush, spray can, and a texture catalog. So what you can see here is a couple of random furniture items. They don't really have any cohesive look, but if we choose the paint bucket and use it on these items, you can see all of the alternative textures that you can apply. So apply that there. We got a rug, turn this plant into a chair, turn this, I don't know, shelf into a gaming setup, and the calendar into a poster. And I believe this is all aligned with an esports team that I know nothing about. And you can use the book to kind of check all of the alternative textures that you have and can apply. There's quite a few mods that use these, and I'm surprised I've never talked about it up to this point. And while we're in the house, I thought I'd show off that the Junimo catalog has also gotten a change from a Bog Witch mod. Very green, very purple. And same with the Wizard catalog. So that pretty much covers the Bog Witch mods. Now I want to talk about essentially the second big mod that's an expansion in the Witchy variety, and that's going to be Alchemistry. This is a fairly recent expansion mod that adds tons of things into the game. You might have noticed all of these new crops here all added just by Alchemistry. A lot of these crops are used in some new machines that were added, which we'll go over later. You can find new forageables. Here we have the nightcap, -6 speed when eaten, just to give it a test. Oh goodness. Oh, that's quite the debuff. Oh, it's a really long debuff too. I was like, I'll just wait it out, but it's a whole minute long. So you might say, well, why would I want to get these items if they're so bad? Well, there's a whole chemistry system where you gotta dry herbs, mash them to get there's a whole process. It's like 5 steps long. The end result being incredibly powerful potions that give you crazy buffs. We have an extra energy, health, and defense elixir. This brew that just gives you one of every single buff, essentially. There's crazy things here. And Tear of the Dreamer, I have my suspicions, and I haven't tested it out. I'm gonna go to the end of the day and see if I can stay up past 2 a.m. It lasts for 3 minutes. No, I still passed out. Well, I don't really know what that one's used for then. The good thing is, if you don't know the use case for anything, there is an entire spreadsheet that gives you every quest line, every crop, forage, machine, artisan good, potion, everything that's added in this expansion has wiki level information. And I find that to be the most useful thing. And of course you can also use the look up anything mod alongside it so that you can see what anything is and what it does at a glance. But yeah, can't stress enough how much I am thankful for a spreadsheet that explains everything. The way you get things rolling for this mod is a whole quest line to do with the wizard. You'll unlock new stories as you gain friendship with him, as you level up your skills, and a couple of other ways that you start the quests. This is how you'll get access to some of the new craftables, and you'll be told how to use them. Notable to mention, one thing that I noticed about these potions is they do replace your drink buff, as opposed to the potions from, Stardew Valley Expanded that are a separate thing. So I have my polarity buff, and if I were to drink a coffee, it'll override it, just as a heads up. Another thing, kind of unrelated to the witchiness itself, I am using the Daisy Nico's Earthy Recolor mod because it goes with everything, and I'm pretty sure a lot of these mods were made with Earthy Recolor in mind, and if not Earthy Recolor, some similar recolor mod. Usually they'll list it in the list of mods that are recommended under the Nexusmods page. But just if you're curious why everything is a different color, that's why. And that'll just about do it. Just some quick and dirty mods that have really caught my eye over the last few months. And now that 1.6 is starting to come into its own with its own mods, there's a lot more to look forward to now. Well, thank you for watching. I'll see you all in the next one, and good night.